Hello everyone. To the first, I would like to ask you that one question. What do you do when you want to learn new thing, something new? When you learn something new, at that time you would be very scared. But with great efforts and great hard work, you overcome it. When we learn new thing, the only one thing that is fear in our mind. If we are able to overcome our fear, then we can learn the new thing easily. Just the same story we are going to learn today. The story is an account of a young bird that is afraid to fly for the first time. This lesson reflects how one hesitates to take the first step. This story is about a bird, seagull, young seagull it is, who is at the stage of life where he has to learn to fly. Then let's start. Name of the story is His First Flight. First of all, I read the first paragraph. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. His two brothers and his sister had already flown away the day before. He had been afraid to fly with them. Somehow, when he had taken a little run toward the brink of the ledge and attempted to flap his wings, he became afraid. The great expanse of sea stretched down beneath, and it was such a long way down, miles down. He felt certain that his wings would never support him. So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. Even when each of his brothers and his sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own, ran to the brink, flapped their wings and flew away. He failed to muster up courage to take that plunge, which appeared to him so desperate. His father and mother had come around calling him shrilly, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. But for the life of him, he could not move. Earlier I told you that this is a story of a young seagull and he was living on the ledge. Ledge, L-E-D-G. Ledge means a narrow horizontal shelf protecting from a wall or a cliff. In Marathi, khadkacha kangora. He was living on a ledge and his two brothers and his sister also had already flown away the day before. And his parents also had flown away. He had been afraid to fly with them because he had not flown with them. Why he had not flown with them? Because he was afraid. Somehow, when he had taken a little toward the brink of the ledge, he was running towards to the edge of rock. He tried to flap his wings. He tried to fly. He tried to flap his wings, but again he came back. The great expanse of the sea stretched down beneath. He saw below the ledge the endless sea. The endless sea was stretched below, down beneath, and the sea was very, very deep from the brink, and he felt certain that his wings would never support him. He was convinced that his wings would not support him. So he bent his head and ran back to the little hole under the ledge. So he turned back to the hole and he slept where he slept at night. Even when each of his brothers and his little sister, whose wings were far shorter than his own. He has two brothers and sister. Their wings were shorter than him. But they ran to the brink, they flapped their wings and they flew away. But he failed to muster up courage. He did not gather courage. He did not take a jump, or he did not dive quickly. So he became nervous. He became serious, and his father and mother had come around. His father and mother, they came near him and they calling him shrilly. They were calling him loudly they were upbraiding him. Upbraiding means they were scolding him, threatening him. They threatened him that he will not get food if he not fly. He will not get food if he will not fly. But for the life, means but for saving his own life, he did not move. He did not fly. This is the first para. And then second para, what was written? Listen, first I read the paragraph. That was 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying about with his brothers and sisters, perfecting them in the art of flight, teaching them how to skim the waves and how to dive for fish. He had in fact seen his older brother catch his first herring and devour it, standing on a rock, while his parents circled around raising a proud cackle. And all the morning the whole family had walked about on the big plateau midway down the opposite cliff, taunting him for his cowardice. This is what happened 24 hours ago. Since then, nobody had come near him. Nobody means his father, mother, his brother, sister. Nobody had come near him. The day before, all day long, the whole day, he had watched his parents and his brothers and sister only. And his father and mother was perfecting his brother and sister. His parents were teaching them art of flying. They were teaching them how to skim. How to skim, S-K-I-M. Skim means move lightly just above a surface. Here on the sea surface. How to skim the waves, how to dive fish, how to catch the fish. But he had in fact seen his older brother, and he was seeing that his older brother was catching the first herring. First herring means H-E-R-R-I-N. Herring means the one kind of fish. And he caught the fish and he devoured it. Devoured it means ate it, standing on a rock, while his parents circled around raising a proud cackle. And his father, mother were coming near him, that older brother, his older brother, and they were praising him. They were proud cackle, raising a proud cackle. And all the morning, the whole family had walked about on the big plateau. The whole family were walking on the plateau, midday down, opposite cliff, and they were taunting him for his cowardice. For his cowardice means his timidness. He was timid. He was afraid. So they were taunting him for his cowardice. Next paragraph. The sun was now ascending the sky, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the ledge and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing. He closed one eye, then the other, and pretended to be falling asleep. Still, they took no notice of him. He saw his two brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. His father was preening the feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau, her white breast thrust forward. Now and again she tore at a piece of fish that lay at her feet, and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock, and then scraped each side of her beak on the rock. The sight of the food maddened him. How he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak now and again to eat it. Now, what happened? The sun was ascending the sky. The sun was rising in the sky and blazing on his ledge that faced the south. The bright rays of the sun were fallen on his ledge and he was feeling heat. So, why he was feeling heat? Because he had not eaten since previous day. He stepped slowly out. He came out from the brink of the ledge. He came slowly out of the brink of the ledge and standing on one leg with the other leg hidden under his wing. He closed one eye and then other eye and pretended to be asleep, and he was pretending to fall asleep. Still they took no notice of him. But his parents didn't take notice of him. They didn't look at him. He saw his brothers and his sister lying on the plateau, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. And what was he saying? He saw that his two brothers and his sister were sleeping with their heads sunk into their necks. His father also was cleaning his feathers on his white back. Only his mother was looking at him. Only his mother was looking at him, and only his mother was observing him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau. Hump, H-U-M-P, hump, म्हणजे पठाराचा उंचवटा. She was standing on that hump on the plateau. Her white breast thrust forward. Now and again, she tore at a piece of fish. She was tearing a piece of fish that lay at her feet, and then scraped each side of her beak. She was rubbed her beak on the rock. That sight, he saw that sight. He saw that a piece of fish, and that sight of the food maddened him. Because he was already hungry. How he loved. If he will get the food, he would get the food. Then how he loved to tear food that way, scraping his beak. He also rubbed his beak and again sharpen his beak. Whet, W-H-E-T. Whet means sharpen his beak and he will eat. But it is only imagination. Ga, ga, ga. Now the next paragraph, I will read next paragraph. Ga, 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 he cried, begging her to bring him some food. Ga, ka, ah, she screamed back derisively. But he kept calling plaintively, and after a minute or so he uttered a joyful scream. His mother had picked up a piece of the fish and was flying across to him with it. He leaned out eagerly, tapping the rock with his feet, trying to get nearer to her as she flew across. But when she was just opposite to him, she halted, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise, wondering why she did not come nearer, and then, maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. With a loud scream, he fell outwards and downwards into space. Then a monstrous terror seized him, and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment he felt his wings spread outwards. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under his stomach and against his wings. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now. He was soaring gradually downwards and outwards. He was no longer afraid. He just felt a bit dizzy. Then he flapped his wings once and he soared upwards. Ga, 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 ga. Ga, ga, ah. His mother swooped past him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. Then his mother flew over him, screaming. He saw his brothers and his sister flying around him, curveting and banking and soaring and diving. Now what happened? Let's listen. Ga, ga, ga. He cried, begging. He was pleading. He was asking strongly because his mother was, she had a piece of fish in her beak. So he saw that sight and he was very hungry. So he wanted that food. So he cried, begging. So he was pleading. He was asking strongly to bring some food. To give. He was asking his mother, give me some food. But she didn't give him. She cried with anger. But he kept calling plaintively. But he was calling her sadly. And after a minute, so he uttered a joyful scream. some 1 minute, he uttered a joyful scream because his mother had picked up a piece of fish and was flying across to him with it. Then he leaned out eagerly. He moved forward, tapping the rock with his feet. He was trying to go near her mother. He was trying to go near her mother, but at that time she flew away, her wings motionless, the piece of fish in her beak almost within reach of his beak. He waited a moment in surprise. He was surprised why his mother was not given him food. Because he was maddened by hunger, so he dived on fish. At that time he dived on that fish. With a loud scream, he fell outwards. When he dived, he was crying loudly. He dived into space, downwards into space. Then a monstrous terror seized him. Then, that time, a shocking terror seized him, caught him, and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing, but it only lasted a minute. The next moment, what happened the next moment? He realized that his wings were spread in the sky, in the air. The wind rushed against his breast feathers, then under his stomach, and against his wings. He thought that his chest, his stomach was filling with the wind. He could feel the tips of his wings cutting through the air. He was not falling headlong now. He was not falling on head now. He was soaring gradually downwards and upwards, outwards. He was no longer afraid now. He was not afraid now. He just felt a bit dizzy. But he felt dizzy. He was feeling dizzy. D-I-Z-Z-Y. Dizzy म्हणजे भोवळ आल्यासारखे वाटलं त्याला. Then he flapped his wings once. Then again he flapped his wings and soared upwards. Ga, ga, ga. He was crying loudly but happily. He was crying happily because he was flying in the sky. His mother swooped past him. His mother also dived. She was following him, her wings making a loud noise. He answered her with another scream. He again made a loud cry. Then his father flew over him screaming. His father also came there. Mother already had come there. His father also came there. He saw his two brothers. Again he saw, what did he see? He saw his two brothers and his sister flying around him, curveting and banking and soaring and diving. His brothers and sister, they were leaping like a horse. They were flying like a horse, and they were banking. Banking means flying with one wing higher than the other. They were soaring, they were diving. All his brothers and sister, mother and father they all were soaring and diving with happily. Last paragraph. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly, and commended himself to dive and soar and curve, shrieking shrilly. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, with little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and curved amusedly. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. His legs sank into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. But he was tired and weak with hunger, and he could not rise, exhausted by the strange exercise. His feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it, and he sank no farther. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish. He had made his first bite. What we have seen, he was flying now. He was now flying in the sky. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly. He could not fly. He forget that and commanded himself to dive and soar and curve, shrieking shrilly. He was crying loudly because he was happy at that time. So he was crying loudly, he was soaring, diving, and he was near the sea now. He came down near the sea now, flying straight over the sea, and he was facing straight out over the ocean. He was flying straight over the sea. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, with little ridges moving over it. He saw that a chain of hills over the sea, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. He was crying loudly. He was crying happily. His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. They also came there. His brothers, sister, mother, father, they came near him. They were beckoning to him. They were beckoning. Beckoning means calling him by gestures. They were calling him by gestures. Calling shrilly. Shrilly means loudly. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. His legs sank into it. He kept his legs into the water, but he screamed with fright. He screamed with fright means that time he frightened, and he attempted to rise again and flapping his wings. Again he flew away, but he was tired. But again he didn't fly because he was tired and weak, because he was hungry and he could not rise. He was exhausted. He was tired, very tired by the strange exercise. His feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it. Then his stomach also touched the sea water, and he sank no further. He was floating on it, and around him his family was there. All the family members were there. They were screaming, they were praising him, they were supporting him, and their begs were giving him, offering him a scrap of dogfish. Scrap means pieces of dogfish. And at last he made his first flight. So this is the story, and I will ask you one question, that what message do we get from the story? The story conveys that one should trust one's ability in one's life. The story depicts one's fear of trying out new things and emphasizes the need of bravery and courage in one's life. The story highlights the importance of self-belief and self-confidence. The story teaches us the lesson of bravery and courage and self-confidence. I hope you may have understood, you have enjoyed the story. Okay, we stop here. Goodbye.